Okay, now we're going to talk about accommodations. So I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the accommodations, the different type of accommodations, different places you can stay. I'm going to give you, I'll give you um, one place exactly that you can stay at. I prefer not to make a recommendations. I prefer to just say, well, these are your options. You can stay in a B&B, you can stay in a G, you can stay in a hotel, and then you can use the internet to find out where to different places where you can stay. That's what I do. I always go to the internet. I type in if I want to go to a hotel. I go on a couple booking websites. I have links on my Americans in France website, and that's the way I do it. A B&B. So a B&B is rated from 1 to 5 epi. And what is an epi? An epi is that. It's ears of wheat. That's an epi. So this would be a 3. So each B&B that is in the Gîte de France system, we're going to talk about Gîte de France in a minute, is rated from 1 to 5. Now, in French, a B&B is a chambre d'hôte. That's what a B&B, it's a chambre d'hôte. And there's also, so that's a B&B, and remember, it does include breakfast. That's important to know. And this is a tableau. What's a tableau? A tableau, it means that you get, along with getting breakfast, you get a meal. Normally you get dinner. So if you, some of them you'll see, they'll say table d'hôte, they'll say chambre d'hôte. Table d'hôte means you also get another meal if you want. And this is my in-laws. It's in southern Burgundy. It's in BC sous Excel, and this is the website. This is the website. Burgonne-chambre-haute.fr. So chambre d'hôte is B&B. Burgonne is Burgundy. And this is a courtyard. They always have a table like this, and you go in through here. You go up here, and this is where the B&B. There are 6 rooms. There are 6 rooms that they do. They have 2 in this tower here, and they have more up in here, and they have some up in here. And here is where they have a map, the local map of their area. Okay, a gîte. What is a gîte? You'll often see gîtes in France. What's a gîte? A gîte is an extended stay. It's kind of like an apartment. It's generally speaking a house. It's detached, so it's not part of the people who own it. It's not necessarily attached to the same building. It's usually separate. And what's great about a gîte is it has a kitchen. That's what's great. So the idea of a gîte is you rent it and you have a place where you get to cook for yourself. That way you save money. And if you can get enough people, for example, the gîte will normally they'll go from 4 to 8, or there's some that are really big. If you have that many people and you divide it up per day per person, it's much cheaper. It's really good, and you save money because you don't have to eat out all the time. That's really, really good. The one drawback is that they start and they stop on a Saturday. Normally you have to be out by Saturday 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you can check in 2 to 3 because they need to clean it up. They need to make sure everything's okay. That's the one problem, though, is that oftentimes most gîtes, that if you rent them, you start and stop on a Saturday, and Saturdays are the worst time because everybody's going to their gîtes. So everybody travels. Saturday tends to be in the summertime. It tends to be the worst day of the week to travel. And Gîte de France, gîtedefrance.com. This is the association that does gîtes and B&B. And this is the emblem, the logo. And if you see that, it means if you see this logo, it means that the B&B or the gîte is part of the Gîte de France. It's in the system. It's in the network, and which is really, really good because it's they have certain standards, so it's good. Okay, now we're going to talk about hotels. And what I've done here is I've divided the hotels from budget, economy, upscale, luxury, and I've listed different brands you can find in France. These are all different brands. And I've stayed in many different these. I've stayed in F1. I've stayed in an Ibis. I've stayed in Mercure. Novotel. I've stayed in these, and I tend to like this is where I stay. You can do everything on the internet. You can make your reservation, and I think this is just for me. It's easier than saying, well, you should stay at this hotel. You should stay at this hotel. To do like this, you just go on the internet and you can find it. And there's obviously budget, economy, upscale. I tend to like the economy. I don't have any problems with them. I think they're good in Ibis. I like Ibis a lot. I've stayed also in an F1. An F1 is budget. It's the cheapest. And what you do is you just get a room. Usually it's a room for 3. You get a double bed, but it's pretty small. And then you have a bunk bed on top. And you have the 3 beds, you'll have a sink, and you have a TV. You don't have a toilet. You have to share the common toilet, but everything I've found is okay. And it's just cheap. It's under 50 euros. I've seen F1s for like a couple 40, 42, 43. It's pretty cheap. And plus breakfast. Nothing here, of course, is breakfast. Ibis I like a lot. Even the premier class. I stayed in the premier class in Nice during the summertime. It was real nice. But those are the big brands. The next show is an independent. If you want to be really get out and see France, stay in an independent hotel. I think it's nice. This is a hotel in Blano, which is one of the towns I showed you in the beginning. Hotel Cafe.